Hello, Karen, Joe, Gazelle, Natalia, Amanda, Letitia, Maria, Ariana, Nicole, Christina, Bambi, Ruth, Candace, Beth, Tiffany, Veronica, Danielle, Joanne, Jennifer, Melissa, Aminata, and Vanessa. You have done it. You have finished. LOS 400 Ethical Leadership. Congratulations. Thank you for all of your good work. I really appreciated your contributions, your insights, really great discussions, a lot of great papers that you wrote. And I have tried to communicate with each of you. It's a little bit tough with 22 people in the class to make sure that everybody gets the same amount of recognition, but at least I hope in the individual comments that I gave you on your papers and in the discussion grades, you you receive some feedback and are aware of how much I appreciate each and every one of you. This last week, some discussions about ethical leadership for leadership, ethics for leadership and life, a little bit of conversation about bias, and some really good insights. I appreciated Christina pointing out that she and Melissa had the exact same score on the leadership assessment. That may have happened before, but no one's ever pointed it out before. So fascinating, fascinating. And I do wonder, like you said, Christina, since so many people, you're in the same major. A lot of people are in the same major. How many people, have similar scores or even identical scores? Uh, I do think that a lot of people who are in leadership and organizational studies tend to have the advocate and the experienced guide results on the assessment. Uh, I think it's just it with that way of thinking, people who are majoring in leadership and organizational studies, being an advocate, being an experienced guide are kind of natural fits. Which is not to say that being a truth seeker is not also an excellent thing. We need truth seekers. We need creative builders. We desperately need creative builders. We need uh, every type of leader. We need all of them. And so that's what I would say is that you joked, Melissa, so are twins. Maybe we and then Melissa wrote back, we would make a great team. Maybe, I mean, maybe, but it's also true that it also helps to have people with complementary skills as part of our leadership team. And I think that's really where leadership teams excel. When you have people with a variety of different points of view, a variety of different skills, a variety of different dispositions, a variety of different cultures and backgrounds, when they all come together, it produces a more accurate picture of the world, and a more accurate picture of the world usually produces better decisions and better leadership. Um, one of the other things that came up was that Maria, Ruth, and Joe emphasized the need for continuous improvement as leaders, that we need to continue to learn. And I couldn't agree with that more. Uh, I teach this course, but I'm always on the lookout for new books, for new resources, for new insights. Because as we learned with we think back to week 2 to the Suella article, leadership is continuously evolving. Ideas of what ethical leadership looks like are continuously evolving. And does that mean that sometimes we're going to go down a wrong track and think of things that aren't particularly helpful? Sure. But I do think that, it is my hope that as we continue to study leadership and continue to study ethics and continue to have insights from more and more people and a wider variety of philosophical perspectives and cultures, that we have more understanding and that we're able to lead more ethically and more effectively. Several of you brought up the idea that that character is not enough. to be an ethical and effective leader. And I agree with that 100%. Character is not enough. Character is maybe the baseline. But you can have someone who is very honest, very compassionate, has outstanding ethical qualities and commitments, and maybe they don't have the skill set to be a good leader. They're not a very good communicator. They don't really have skills to help with conflict transformation. They're going to be their character may be outstanding, but they're not going to be the best leader. And so I agree that in order to be an ethical leader, that also includes being an effective leader. And so there are skills that we need to learn in order to be solid, effective, ethical leaders. In another conversation, well, another video, one-sided conversation, I mentioned Crucial Conversations. That's a very effective tool. Beth mentioned it in one of her posts as well. Very effective tool, very helpful to transform difficult conversations into positive endings. Is it magic? Does it always work? No, of course not. But the more skills we have, the better off we are. And I suppose the one thing that I would say is the various conflict transformation methodologies that I'm familiar with, which include Crucial Conversations, the Arbinger Institute's methods, the Mennonite Peace Center's conflict transformation training. I've looked at Judy Ringer's book on conflict transformation in the workplace. Over the years, this has been something that's been a special interest of mine. And the one thing that's true throughout all of these methodologies is that it starts with us. It starts with the way that you look at the world. It starts with your disposition. It starts with your willingness to be curious, to give someone the benefit of the doubt, to ask questions, to not jump to conclusions. Even when it's a highly emotional situation and it seems obvious that somebody's in the wrong, it seems obvious that somebody has done something offensive. If we as leaders, as ethical leaders, are able to step back just a little bit, to open up the window of curiosity, to give someone at least a little bit of the benefit of the doubt at first. If they prove themselves to be someone who is acting abusively, unethically, in a way that's discriminatory or racist, of course, that has to be dealt with. But if we can start from the perspective of hoping to invite that person who is one of our employees or one of our direct reports or someone on our team, inviting that person with a sense of curiosity to speak so that we can try to understand that person a little bit better. Even then, if we have to go down the route of this was really wrong, you can't do this, this behavior is unacceptable, we can't tolerate that. What you've done is so far against company policies and our ethics that you need to be disciplined. Even if we need to go down one of those routes, if we've listened, the result will still be better, I think, for everyone. Again, I am so grateful for all of your participation, for all of your hard work. If there is any way that I can be helpful to you in the future, do not hesitate to reach out to me. You have my contact information, and it's there because I genuinely invite you to be in touch with me if I can be helpful. Thanks again. Take care.